them, it just piles up, and it's not good. It just you don't really end up using it. And by the way, I wouldn't necessarily I wouldn't want to use the compost that we do over there back into the gardens, but I would spread them around the trees and stuff on the property. Yeah. So it's still a good thing, but I'm kind of going like, hey, we're kind of like composting just by...
Yeah. Okay.
We're probably going to be the sires of some sort of like really amazing vegetable that like mutated out there, you know what I mean, over the years to come. So like some sort of okra, right?
An okra
eggplant
combo.
Yeah, it's going to be like the champion okra tomato hybrid that somehow figured out how to survive winter. Sorry about that. I think I got you.
On the other side of this garden, there's a melon this big. There's a melon on the other side of this garden in the gravel this big.
Yeah, melons do like dry, rocky areas. You think about like things like you see some areas where they're growing. Well, the thing about the melon, that's the trick in our area, is that when they have contact with dirt, it's just they're so like sensitive. Mm-hmm. So, and then things like chipmunks like to come and kind of like gnaw on them and scratch them, and then you get a little opening in the skin. But if it's like a drier area and they can be in kind of like rocky stuff, they tend to like stay a little cleaner and not so wet, and then they my understanding is kind of like mountain valleys are really good for melons because like they'll just get like blasted by sun and heat, and they'll just sort of burn off all this moisture, and then at night it kind of cools down rapidly and it condenses the sugars and gives them a little, and they get to hold the moisture. There's a melon farm in California I just visited. It was phenomenal. So, I honestly, cantaloupes and watermelons have been done. I've done it, but my wife won't even offer it to clients because the success rate is so varied. But when it does work, it's worth it for me. Mm-hmm. To have one all sweet, melon is just like candy. But it'll break your heart too. Like over at my farm, I grew a lot of melons, and they were looking fantastic, and I was waiting. And then I came out and I was like, I'm going to get my melon today. I cut it and I turned it over, and it was like some sort of like Mayan brain surgery. Like there was like a perfect hole, and then it was completely eaten out from the inside down to the rind. Barely even moisture left in there, like no water. I mean, they really did a good job. And I think it was like some sort of like vole, because it like tunneled in and like ate its way all the way around. I mean, I'm just like imagining all these drunk voles, like, like just totally, because I mean, these melons were literally this big.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
And so, they were my babies. I maybe got one that year. But then another year at the zoo in Lincoln Park, we grew and we got like 30 melons, and we were handing them out. We couldn't even get rid of them. Like, it was just like, people were putting them in like baby strollers and making the kid walk. And, yeah, it was cool. So, I say you just got to keep trying. Every year is a different year. You're going to face a disease one year, another year you're not. The chipmunks will like invade one year, and then another year they won't. There could be some sort of weird blight that's moving through. There's like right now we're battling with kale. We were really worried because last year there was this new moth on the scene, and there was nothing organic that worked against it, and it's turned out fine. So, but we were like losing kale plants, and kale's usually like kind of an easy one. It's like a champ. Like if everybody wanted me to like farm kale and chard, my life would be so easy. Tomatoes are the one. And beware of the sourcing of tomatoes, because the soils that they use, these stores are just trying to pump out like literally millions of tomatoes and send them across the globe, and they're not really done with like awareness and love,